kindness is often seen as one of the greatest virtues, but what if it could actually harm you? In today's video, we're diving into the dark side of kindness and exploring 8 surprising ways it can backfire, erode your boundaries, and hold you back from personal growth. If this topic resonates with you and you're ready to uncover the truth about kindness through the lens of Stoic philosophy, make sure to like, comment this video, and subscribe to MindForge Stoicism for more content that challenges your perspective and sharpens your mindset. Let's begin. 1. Overkindness can lead to exploitation. Kindness is often seen as a strength, but when it crosses into overkindness, it can turn into a vulnerability. When you're too accommodating or always putting others before yourself, people can take advantage of you. They may begin to expect you to always say yes to their demands, no matter how unreasonable. Over time, this creates a dynamic where your kindness isn't appreciated but exploited. Think about a friend or colleague who constantly asks for favors. Maybe at first you felt good about helping them, but eventually it becomes clear they don't reciprocate or even acknowledge your efforts. This one-sided dynamic not only drains your energy, but also erodes your self-respect. Overkindness teaches people that your boundaries are flexible or non-existent, making it easier for them to take without giving back. In Stoicism, self-respect and personal boundaries are essential. Marcus Aurelius reminds us to love others but not lose yourself in the process. Kindness must be balanced with self-awareness. When you let others exploit your generosity, it not only harms you but also reinforces bad behavior in them. You're enabling a cycle of dependency or manipulation, which ultimately benefits no one. Learning to say no is an act of kindness to yourself. It signals to others that you value your time, energy, and boundaries. Stoics emphasize moderation in all things, and kindness is no exception. True kindness comes from a place of strength and wisdom, not from fear of rejection or a desire to be liked. 2. Kindness without boundaries can lead to burnout. Many people who pride themselves on being kind fall into the trap of overcommitting, whether it's taking on extra responsibilities at work, helping friends during personal crises, or simply being the go-to person in every situation. The constant giving takes a toll. You may find yourself emotionally, mentally, and even physically drained. Burnout often creeps up slowly. At first, you feel satisfaction from helping others, but as the demands pile up, you start to feel overwhelmed. You sacrifice sleep, hobbies, and even your own well-being to meet others' needs. The irony is that in your attempt to be kind, you might end up bitter, resentful, and unable to help anyone at all. Stoicism teaches us the importance of self-control and prioritization. Epictetus advised focusing on what is within your control and letting go of what isn't. If you try to solve everyone's problems, you're ignoring this wisdom. Your time and energy are limited resources, and it's your responsibility to manage them wisely. Set boundaries. Learn to recognize when your help is genuinely needed versus when it's simply convenient for others. Remember that taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's essential. A well-rested and balanced person can offer more meaningful kindness than someone who's depleted and resentful. 3. Kindness can create unrealistic expectations. When you're consistently kind, people may start to assume that you'll always be available to help, no matter what. This sets a dangerous precedent. The moment you can't or won't meet those expectations, others may view you as unkind or selfish, even if their expectations were unreasonable to begin with. This phenomenon can occur in personal relationships, workplaces, or even within families. For instance, if you're always the one to pick up the slack at work, your colleagues might start expecting you to do so without question. The one time you set a boundary, you might be criticized for not being a team player. Stoicism encourages us to align our actions with virtue, not with others' expectations. Seneca said, "He who seeks to please others by means of unwise concessions will end up being neither wise nor pleasing." Being kind doesn't mean you have to meet everyone's expectations all the time. You're allowed to disappoint people if it means staying true to your principles and preserving your well-being. Communicate your limits clearly and consistently. Let others know what they can reasonably expect from you. By doing so, you set the stage for healthier relationships based on mutual respect rather than one-sided expectations. 4. Misplaced kindness can hurt both you and others. Sometimes, being kind in the wrong situation can have unintended consequences. Imagine giving money to someone who is struggling with addiction. While your intention might be good, your action could enable destructive behavior. In such cases, kindness without wisdom can do more harm than good. Misplaced kindness can also occur in relationships. For example, if you continually forgive someone who mistreats you, you're not helping them grow or change. Instead, you're reinforcing their bad behavior and allowing them to avoid accountability. The Stoics believed in the importance of reason and discernment. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Be kind, but not naive." Kindness should be guided by logic and an understanding of the bigger picture. Ask yourself, will this act of kindness truly help the other person, or am I simply avoiding conflict or discomfort? True kindness sometimes requires making tough decisions. It might mean saying no to someone you care about, or holding them accountable for their actions. While it may feel uncomfortable in the moment, this kind of kindness is more likely to lead to meaningful and lasting positive outcomes. 5th, kindness can undermine authority. In leadership roles, excessive kindness can sometimes be perceived as weakness. While empathy and understanding are important qualities in a leader, being overly accommodating can undermine your authority and credibility. People might start to question your ability to make tough decisions or enforce rules. For example, a manager who is too lenient with deadlines or performance issues might find their team becoming less productive. Instead of fostering a positive work environment, their kindness creates a lack of accountability. Over time, this can lead to resentment from other team members who are working hard and following the rules. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of balance. As a leader, you can be kind without sacrificing firmness. Marcus Aurelius, who was both a Stoic philosopher and a Roman emperor, demonstrated this balance in his rule. He treated others with respect and compassion, but was also decisive and firm when necessary. Kindness in leadership should come from a place of strength, not fear. It's about being fair and just, not about being liked. Remember, a leader's role is to guide and inspire, not to please everyone. 6. Being too kind can lead to loss of identity. When you're always focused on meeting others' needs, you can lose sight of your own values, goals, and identity. You become so accustomed to saying yes and accommodating others that you forget to prioritize your own aspirations. This is particularly common in people-pleasing behavior. You might start to base your self-worth on how much you can do for others or how well you can meet their expectations. Over time, this erodes your sense of self and leaves you feeling unfulfilled. Stoicism teaches us to live according to our own principles, not to seek validation from others. Epictetus reminds us, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. In other words, don't let the fear of disappointing others dictate your actions. To avoid losing yourself in the pursuit of kindness, take time to reflect on your own values and priorities. Practice saying no to things that don't align with your goals, even if it means disappointing others. Remember, your life is yours to live, not a series of tasks to fulfill others' expectations. Seventh, kindness can breed resentment. While kindness is meant to foster goodwill, it can sometimes have the opposite effect. When you're consistently kind to someone, they may start to take your generosity for granted. Instead of appreciating your efforts, they might begin to feel entitled to them. This entitlement can breed resentment on both sides. You might start to feel unappreciated or taken advantage of, while the other person might feel frustrated if your kindness doesn't meet their escalating expectations. This dynamic can damage relationships and create unnecessary tension. Stoicism encourages us to give without expecting anything in return. However, this doesn't mean tolerating entitlement or ingratitude. True kindness involves setting healthy boundaries and addressing issues when they arise. If you feel resentment building, it's a sign that something needs to change. Addressing these issues directly and calmly can prevent misunderstandings and foster healthier relationships. Remember, kindness is most effective when it's balanced with honesty and mutual respect. 8. Kindness can distract from personal growth. Finally, excessive kindness can become a way to avoid facing your own challenges and growth. By focusing all your energy on helping others, you might neglect your own development. This can lead to stagnation and a sense of unfulfillment over time. Stoicism teaches us to take responsibility for our own growth and progress. Seneca wrote, "While we are postponing, life speeds by." In other words, don't let the desire to be kind distract you from your own journey. Take time to reflect on your own goals and aspirations.